Any others? How about in terms of reaching out to the contacts on LinkedIn? What has been the hardest part in terms of trying to have those conversations?
I'm happy to volunteer some thoughts if that sort of gets folks going, because it's also something I've struggled with a lot in my life.
Sure.
I think for me the hardest part, in addition to maintaining the theme of what was mentioned earlier, which is just not hearing back, right? That sucks. I think for me the hard part was figuring out, what does this person want to hear? Like, what are the magic combination of words that will make this person pay attention to me, right? And for me, that was really challenging because, you know, I live in my body, we all live in sort of our own bodies. We have our own experiences. We're so eager to be, paid attention to. So we feel like we have a lot to say and it's sort of just bursting out of the seams. And so for me, one of the challenges was learning to be very optimal in what I say, and to throw in a little bit of career coaching and, like, kind of having now in my career been on the other side of things. What I would say is the dynamic that you want is to make helping you a pleasure, not a chore. So what do I mean by that? I mean that people as a baseline generally want to help people, but they don't want to struggle too much while trying to help you. They don't want it to suck. They don't want it to be like dragged on. Like, there's an extent to which you have to think about, how can I make it really easy for you to help me? Uh, Part of that, as we'll be touching on, exactly, right? So part of that, and I want you to take a broad view of value as well. So I'll touch on that in a second. Part of it is messaging the right way, and that's what a bulk of what we're going to touch on will involve, right? Am I sending him or her the right information about who I am and why I'm worth paying attention to? And that's something the product can help you with. I think more broadly is to send a short, sort of punchy message that says very quickly, hey, this is who I am. I'm interested in your company or your organization or your department. I would love to learn more. Can I have 15 minutes of your time? Here are some things about me that make me relevant to this conversation, right? Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but, from the receiving end, and maybe get like a free Calendly
And
account
maybe
and just throw in a Calendly link if you would like. That's kind of optional. Your mileage may vary on that solution, right? But now, as someone receiving it, I'm like, okay, I know who this person is. I know a couple of like facts about them that make them a cool professional, someone that I want to help. They're not just asking me for a job, they're asking to like learn about my experience. People love talking about themselves. Don't even get me started, right? And so it's like tapping into a part of human nature that works, and is ultimately, if you include the Calendly link, as simple as them just clicking a few buttons and setting up a chat with you. So not all of those things will work. Not everyone will respond. I think there's an extent to which, I know that from what I've heard from Mira, y'all have been really great at cultivating resilience around this process. But I think there's a very good reason why, especially for career changers, Mira and Support to Succeed have been advocating networking. It's like once you crack it, it will be a superpower for you, and then it'll work for the rest of your life. So I would encourage you to be really positive about that approach. I know that took a little bit, but hopefully I made a couple of useful points.